While Numbers chapters 1 to 8 focused on the preparation phase, the organization and purification of the camp, chapters 9 to 12 cover the moment they finally depart Mount Sinai and begin the journey to the Promised Land, along with the first spiritual tests the Israelites face. Despite receiving perfect guidance from God, Israel immediately begins a path of murmuring and rebellion as soon as the journey starts. Chapter 9 records the second Passover celebrated by Israel in the wilderness of Sinai, exactly 1 year after the Exodus. This was a renewal of their covenant before the impending departure. Notably, the law of the second Passover for those who were unclean or on a distant journey demonstrates God's mercy and compassion. The highlight of this chapter is the establishment of the principle of guidance by the pillar of cloud and the pillar of fire. They were bound to absolute obedience. They halted only when the cloud covered the tabernacle, and they journeyed only when the cloud lifted, regardless of whether the stop was long or short. Chapter 10 provides the ordinance for making silver trumpets, which were to be used for assembling the congregation, signaling the moving of the camps, and proclaiming war, ensuring orderly movement. After spending about a year at Mount Sinai, Israel finally begins its orderly march as commanded by the Lord. Moses asked his brother-in-law, Hobab, to serve as a guide for Israel, but the true guide was not a visible person, but the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord and the pillar of cloud. The joy of departure was short-lived. In chapter 11, the people's complaints and murmuring immediately erupt. The first complaint was dissatisfaction with the manna, food. They longed for the meat and vegetables they had eaten in Egypt, revealing greed and lust that turned into anger toward God and Moses. God judged the complaining people with fire, and in response to Moses' plea, he appointed 70 elders to share Moses' burden. God placed the spirit that was on Moses upon them too, and they prophesied. God then answered the people's lust by sending quail in abundance. But due to their excessive greed and craving, many were judged and died. The place was named Kibroth Hattaavah, Graves of Craving. Chapter 12 deals with an internal challenge to Moses' leadership. Miriam and Aaron criticized Moses because of the Cushite woman he had married, challenging Moses' exclusive authority. They complained, "Has the Lord indeed spoken only through Moses? Has he not spoken through us also?" God immediately intervened, declaring that Moses was the most humble man on the face of the earth and was unique among the prophets. God spoke to him face to face, clearly and not in riddles. As a result of this challenge, Miriam was disciplined with leprosy but was restored after being isolated outside the camp for 7 days due to Moses' intercessory prayer. This incident clearly demonstrates that challenging the authority of a leader appointed by God is challenging God himself. God the Father, who perfectly guided us with the pillar of cloud and fire so that we would not be lost, and who appointed Moses, the gentle intercessor, to mediate even in the face of Miriam and Aaron's complaints. We confess that, like the Israelites, we easily complain about our immediate provisions and fall into spiritual greed. But we praise Jesus Christ, who became our eternal Passover lamb to rescue us from the fire of judgment. Thank you for becoming our most gentle intercessor, pleading for us, and our perfect leader who remains steadfast even when we waver. May we rely solely on you and pass through this wilderness world with gratitude instead of complaining, and with humility instead of greed. Amen. Now, let us listen to the complete, unabridged Word of God, which records Israel's departure and its first trials. The Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the first month of the 2nd year after they had come out of the land of Egypt, saying, "Let the people of Israel keep the Passover at its appointed time. On the 14th day of this month, at twilight, you shall keep it at its appointed time. According to all its statutes and all its rules you shall keep it." So Moses told the people of Israel to keep the Passover. And they kept the Passover in the first month, on the 14th day of the month, at twilight, in the wilderness of Sinai. Just as the Lord commanded Moses, so the people of Israel did. And there were certain individuals who were unclean through contact with a dead body, so that they could not keep the Passover on that day. And they came before Moses and Aaron on that day. And those men said to him, "We are unclean through contact with a dead body. Why are we kept from presenting the Lord's offering at its appointed time among the people of Israel?" Moses said to them, "Wait, that I may hear what the Lord will command concerning you." The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the people of Israel, saying, if any one of you or of your descendants is unclean through contact with a dead body, or is on a long journey, he shall still keep the Passover to the Lord. In the 2nd month on the 14th day at twilight, they shall keep it. They shall eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it until the morning, nor break any of its bones. According to all the statute for the Passover they shall keep it. But if anyone who is clean and is not on a journey fails to keep the Passover, that person shall be cut off from his people, because he did not present the Lord's offering at its appointed time. That man shall bear his sin. And if a stranger sojourns among you and would keep the Passover to the Lord, he shall do so according to the statute of the Passover and according to its rule. There shall be one statute for you, for the sojourner and for the native of the land. On the day that the tabernacle was set up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, the tent of the testimony. And in the evening it was over the tabernacle like the appearance of fire until morning. So it was always. The cloud covered it by day and the appearance of fire by night. And whenever the cloud lifted from over the tent, the people of Israel set out, and in the place where the cloud settled down, there the people of Israel camped. At the command of the Lord the people of Israel set out, and at the command of the Lord they camped. As long as the cloud rested over the tabernacle, they remained in camp. Even when the cloud remained over the tabernacle many days, the people of Israel kept the charge of the Lord and did not set out. Sometimes the cloud was on the tabernacle for a few days. According to the command of the Lord they remained in camp, and according to the command of the Lord they set out. Whether the cloud continued over the tabernacle for 2 days, or a month, or a year, the people of Israel remained in camp and did not set out. But when it lifted they set out. At the command of the Lord they camped, and at the command of the Lord they set out. They kept the charge of the Lord, at the command of the Lord through Moses. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Make 2 trumpets of silver. You shall make them of hammered work, and you shall use them for summoning the congregation and for breaking camp. When both are blown, all the congregation shall gather themselves to you at the entrance of the tent of meeting. But if they blow only one, then the chiefs, the heads of the thousands of Israel, shall gather themselves to you. When you blow an alarm, the camps that are on the east side shall set out. And when you blow an alarm the 2nd time, the camps that are on the south side shall set out. They shall blow an alarm whenever they are to set out. But when the assembly is to be gathered together, you shall blow a long blast, but not a call to battle. The sons of Aaron, the priests, shall blow the trumpets. The trumpets shall be to you for a perpetual statute throughout your generations. And when you go to war in your land against the adversary who oppresses you, then you shall sound an alarm with the trumpets, that you may be remembered before the Lord your God, and you shall be saved from your enemies. On the day of your gladness also, and at your appointed feasts and at the beginnings of your months, you shall blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings. They shall be a reminder of you before your God. I am the Lord your God. In the 2nd year, in the 2nd month, on the 20th day of the month, the cloud lifted from over the tabernacle of the testimony, and the people of Israel set out by stages from the wilderness of Sinai, and the cloud settled down in the wilderness of Paran. They set out for the first time at the command of the Lord through Moses. And Moses said to Hobab the son of Reuel the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, "We are setting out for the place of which the Lord said, I will give it to you. Come with us, and we will do good to you, for the Lord has promised good to Israel." But he said to him, "I will not go. I will depart to my own land and to my kindred." Moses said, "Please do not leave us, for you know where we should camp in the wilderness, and you will serve as eyes for us. And if you go with us, whatever good the Lord does to us, the same will we do to you." So they set out from the mount of the Lord 3 days' journey, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord went before them for 3 days' journey, to seek out a resting place for them. And the cloud of the Lord was over them by day when they set out from the camp. And whenever the ark set out, Moses said, "Arise, O Lord, and let your enemies be scattered, and let those who hate you flee before you." And when it rested, he said, "Return, O Lord, to the 10,000 thousands of Israel." Now the people complained in the hearing of the Lord about their misfortunes, and when the Lord heard it, his anger was kindled, and the fire of the Lord burned among them, and consumed some in the outskirts of the camp. Then the people cried out to Moses, and Moses prayed to the Lord, and the fire died down. So that place was called Taberah, because the fire of the Lord burned among them. Now the rabble that was among them had a strong craving. And the people of Israel also wept again and said, "Oh, that someone would give us meat to eat. We remember the fish we ate in Egypt that cost nothing, the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, the onions, and the garlic. But now our strength is dried up, and there is nothing at all but this manna to look at." Now the manna was like coriander seed, and its appearance like that of bdellium. The people went about and gathered it and ground it in hand mills or beat it in mortars and boiled it in pots and made it into cakes. And the taste of it was like the taste of cakes baked with oil. When the dew fell upon the camp in the night, the manna fell with it. Moses heard the people weeping throughout their clans, everyone at the door of his tent. And the anger of the Lord blazed hotly, and Moses was displeased. Moses said to the Lord, "Why have you dealt ill with your servant? And why have I not found favor in your sight, that you lay the burden of all this people on me? Did I conceive all this people? Did I give them birth, that you should say to me, 'Carry them in your bosom, as a nurse carries a nursing child, to the land that you swore to give their fathers? Where am I to get meat to give to all this people? For they weep before me and say, Give us meat, that we may eat. I am not able to carry all this people alone. The burden is too heavy for me. If you will treat me like this, kill me at once, if I have found favor in your sight, that I may not see my wretchedness." Then the Lord said to Moses, "Gather for me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the elders of the people and officers over them, and bring them to the tent of meeting, and let them take their stand there with you. And I will come down and talk with you there, and I will take some of the spirit that is on you and put it on them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with you, so that you may not bear it yourself alone. And say to the people, Consecrate yourselves for tomorrow, and you shall eat meat, for you have wept in the hearing of the Lord, saying, Who will give us meat to eat? For it was better for us in Egypt. Therefore the Lord will give you meat, and you shall eat. You shall not eat merely 1 day, or 2 days, or 5 days, or 10 days, or 20 days, but a whole month, until it comes out at your nostrils and becomes loathsome to you, because you have rejected the Lord who is among you and have wept before him, saying, Why did we come out of Egypt? But Moses said, The people among whom I am number 600,000 on foot, and you have said, I will give them meat, that they may eat a whole month. Shall flocks and herds be slaughtered for them, to suffice them? Or shall all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them, to suffice them? And the Lord said to Moses, Has the Lord's hand been shortened? Now you shall see whether my word will come true for you or not. So Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord. And he gathered 70 men of the elders of the people and stood them around the tent. Then the Lord came down in the cloud and spoke to him, and took some of the spirit that was on him and put it on the 70 elders. And as soon as the spirit rested on them, they prophesied, but they did not continue doing it. Now 2 men remained in the camp, one named Eldad and the other named Medad, and the spirit rested on them. They were among those registered, but had not gone out to the tent, and so they prophesied in the camp. And a young man ran and told Moses, Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp. And Joshua the son of Nun, the assistant of Moses from his youth, said, My lord Moses, stop them. But Moses said to him, Are you jealous for my sake? Would that all the Lord's people were prophets, that the Lord would put his spirit upon them. Then a wind from the Lord sprang up, and it brought quail from the sea and let them fall beside the camp, about a day's journey on this side and a day's journey on the other side, around the camp, and about 2 cubits above the ground. And the people rose all that day and all night and all the next day and gathered the quail. The least gatherer gathered 10 homers, and they spread them out for themselves all around the camp. While the meat was yet between their teeth, before it was consumed, the anger of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord struck the people with a very severe plague. Therefore the name of that place was called Kibroth Hattaavah, because there they buried the people who had craved. And the people of Israel moved from Kibroth Hattaavah to Hazeroth, and they remained at Hazeroth. Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Cushite woman whom he had married, for he had married a Cushite woman. And they said, Has the Lord indeed spoken only through Moses? Has he not spoken through us also? And the Lord heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek, more than all people who were on the face of the earth. And suddenly the Lord said to Moses and to Aaron and Miriam, "Come out, you three, to the tent of meeting." So the three of them came out. And the Lord came down in a pillar of cloud and stood at the entrance of the tent and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forward. And he said, "Hear my words. If there is a prophet among you, I the Lord make myself known to him in a vision. I speak with him in a dream. But not so with my servant Moses. He is faithful in all my house. With him I speak mouth to mouth, clearly, and not in riddles. And he beholds the form of the Lord. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses?" And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. When the cloud went up from over the tent, behold, Miriam was leprous, like snow. And Aaron turned toward Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said to Moses, "Oh, my Lord, do not punish us for the sin that we have foolishly committed. Let her not be as one dead, whose flesh is half eaten away when he comes out of his mother's womb." And Moses cried to the Lord, "O God, please heal her, please." But the Lord said to Moses, "If her father had but spit in her face, would she not be shamed 7 days? Let her be shut outside the camp for 7 days, and after that she may be brought in again." So Miriam was shut outside the camp 7 days, and the people did not set out on the march till Miriam was brought in again. After that the people set out from Hazeroth and camped in the wilderness of Paran.